Lord, how do we do this again? Okay.
And go. Hi.
Hi, I'm Kate. Ha. Damn it. Who goes first?
I don't care. Go ahead. Do it again.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Mm.
Namaste.
Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Cheryl, and together we are
Fickle.
Stitches. Good morning, Kate. Good morning, everyone.
Good afternoon, Cheryl. Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, crap. We're we're filming a little later than normal, and it's like, oh, right. It's going to be a humdinger of an episode, folks. It's going to be a humdinger. We're already punchy. It is Saturday, October the 14th. We are fresh off a full to partial solar eclipse, which I didn't see because it was cloudy. So, boo hiss.
Yeah. Cloudy here, too. Didn't even try.
Oh, well. It'll be all right. Welcome to Fickle Stitches. This is a channel about cross stitch and our enjoyment of cross stitch. And thanks for stopping in and taking a look. And we got a lot to talk about today. We might as well just start right in.
Okay.
We had a question on not our last video, but the video before that I saw after we filmed. So I figured we'll hold on to this until this one. And here's the question. The question is from Darcy from Stitch and Hammer, which is I'll have to find out what she does. Darcy was curious about the process we use to pick out new starts and the fabric we use with them.
Okay.
Where to start?
Well, have you met us? Our name says Fickle in it. My idea of new starts is fairly random sometimes. I kit things and then occasionally look through the kits and pull one out. Or I see something and I have to buy it immediately, and then I'm like, I must start this immediately.
Yeah, situational.
Yes. You've been doing your 50 for 50 and 50, so you like planned out all your starts for what they were, not necessarily when, but what. So you planned all for the year.
Pretty much. There were a couple that were surprises or swap outs depending on what was going on in life. But for the sake of my birthday start-a-thon, my initial goal was patterns I wanted to at least start before something happened to me. Which isn't so very cheerful. No, it's just there was so many things in my stash that I wanted to at least start the enjoyment of stitching on them. Like, I've kept them all this time for a reason. But it took me a while to kind of sift through because I really like almost everything in my stash, and things that I don't like anymore are starting to get called out. There's no sense of hanging on to something. I know I'm not going to start. But the parameter for the birthday start-a-thon was definitely things I wanted to stitch before something happens to me. And when there was like a couple from a particular designer that I wanted to do, I kind of had to make the hard decision of kind of ranking them, and the other deciding factor was in the case of a couple of starts. It was, if I only get to start one from this particular designer, which is the one that I want to start? So that helped me kind of whittle down some of my choices. Some of them were already kitted with fabric, and some of them I just went through and my stash and tried to match things. I do a lot by color, and whatever fabric I'm feeling for that particular project. But for some of my starts, I was like, I want the fabric that it called for, and I want the threads it called for, and then other ones I would swap out. So I made a point of there were certain ones I was willing to pay the money to get the specific pattern, and I'm thinking of In the Bleak Midwinter by Park Hopper Bart. I wanted the floss in the fabric because I wanted to look like it. For the Hawk Run Hollow one and Riley Harbor, I wanted to use the MPI silks for, because I wanted that color. So it's situational. I know that's not helpful, but I mean, like anything, we kind of have a theme for the year sometimes, right? For starts and things like that. Sometimes. Or you start off that way.
I'm going to talk about fabric choices for a little bit. So I used to, when I was thinking about starting something, I would pull all the fabric I thought it might look good on, and I would sort of hang it up on like a little mini clothesline in my craft room. And I would come in like every day and just hold the pattern up next to it and just think about it. And every day or so, one of the fabrics would get yanked and be like, nope, that's not going to work.
Right.
And when I would get it down closer to like 2 or 3, I would have the threads, because the majority of what I stitch is DMC. So I would pull the threads and I would start looking at the threads against the fabric. So that's what I used to do. Now I've sort of just come to the point where I'm looking at the pattern and I'm like, I think this would look good on purple. So I go in and I pull out all of my purple fabric and I put it out on a table, and then I start looking at it. And sometimes my friends on my thread chat get photos with numbered pictures of which one do you think looks better?
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes I listen to them, and sometimes I don't.
I will tell you that I've done that as well, especially on ones where I'm like, oh, I don't know which one is better. And sometimes it's super helpful to get another set of eyes looking at it. And like you said, they might confirm or deny what you're doing, but yeah. And it's helpful.
For I'm gonna segue. Well, do I want to segue? It touches a little bit into planning, because Pam from Just Keep Stitching is doing 24 for 24 new starts next year. So I just went through all of my charts and made a list of things that I wanted to stitch before I die, and that's how she's doing it.
Yeah.
So, and it was interesting to me what was on that list and what wasn't. Now I also just I did this a couple days ago, and some stuff is going on the freebie table at the retreat.
Right.
Because I'm like, nope, that's not my taste anymore.
Right.
And then I'm like, you know what, you idiot? You have PDFs that you have not gone through. I have no idea what I have in the PDF world. I really should just take a look and maybe create a Stitch Before I Die folder in Goodreader and move it.
Yeah.
So
I find it interesting that us stitchers of a certain era or age are in like doing the whole, I would like to start stitching this before something happens. It's almost
because
like
we look at how long projects are taking us, and I'm like, I can't realistically do those couple of full coverages because it's just
Yeah.
not going to get
It
done.
helps make it may sound a little morbid, but it does help you to focus. Honestly, it's like, no, actually I really want to do that one. Um I mean,
Yeah.
um I had mostly everything planned for the birthday starts. But there were a couple holes for things that I knew may come up, and like you said, you want to instantly like put your little, you want to start this puppy right away. So I had some room in my schedule for that, and I did slot a couple in because of what I saw at that point. But um,
Yeah, those projects are always going to come along. Those
always,
stupid freaking start alongs.
absolutely. um, I know. Yeah. So, I mean, I hope that answers the question. Um, I think because we've been stitching so long, we can kind of trust ourselves in picking fabric. You know what I mean? Because we know what we like, we know what stuff will look like through experience. And um, yeah, I think some of that factors into when we pick our own fabric, or if we want, like, no, we just want it, we want it to look exactly like that and not mess around with it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting. That's a great question. Thank you so much, Darcy. It was when it came up, I was like, ooh, what what is my process?
I know. I was
I had to
like,
think about
what
it.
process? There's a process?
Well, there is kinda, but yeah, it's so it can be fickle and
Automatic.
fluid. It can be.
It's fluid, but it's kind of automatic at this stage in our
Hmm.
stitching. You know, it's like, oh, do I want to start something? Okay, what do I have? What do I want to do?
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes it can almost like to have a nice deep and wide stash can be a little overwhelming because you have so many choices. And
Hmm.
sometimes I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to go look through. I'm just going to get what that's for and be done with it. And other times it's just so much fun to go stash diving and try to, do I have the materials? Like I can see, I know what kind of effect I want for this particular. And I'm thinking about something that I'm going to show in the starts process. It's like, it's not what was called for. It's like, but I know the effect I'm looking for, what will give me the effect. And so it's kind of fun to go stash diving to see if you can match it up. So,
Yes, and it's fun sometimes if you're like I'm looking at kitting up Halloween Quaker for next year,
mm-hmm.
and I'm taking a look around Instagram to see what colors people have put it on
Yeah.
because I'm thinking a little outside the box.
Yeah. Yeah. And see if someone else is, it's like, there it is.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, kind of like me with your winter band sampler.
Hmm.
As I watched you go through the layers and with the changes that you made to what she suggested on it, I'm like, I like Kate's way. I really do. And so when I get to putting that one together, I'm going to be kind of mimicking what you did. So there you go. That's the beauty of that's one of the things I love about Instagram and being in different groups with other fellow stitchers is that you can see other people's vision and see, yeah, they thought the same way. That's what I'm looking for and gives you a starting off point.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice. So, anywho. Okay, well, I hope that answers the question. Thanks for the question. We do love your comments and questions, so feel free if there's anything you want to ask or want to know. Maybe you don't want to know about us or the way we think, and we'll try to answer it. So there you go. Thanks, Darcy. Okay, so let us move on to. I know that someone between the two of us got to finish. Wasn't me.
Well, that would be me.
That would be you.
That would be me.
Yes, it will.
Crap, I didn't write down what day I finished this.
Well, that's it. You're fired.
I am. Hold, please. Well, I started it on September 22nd of this year. I finished it on October 1st.
Yes.
After we filmed, I
That's
pulled it
right.
out.
That's right.
All right. So this is Litha from the Witchy Stitcher. It is on 16 count ethereal from Bestitch Me.
I love it on that fabric.
I
Very
love
nice.
this fabric. This is gorgeous.
Very nice.
I still have a fat eighth of it left, so.
Great job.
And I stitched 1,197 stitches on it that day to finish it, because all of a sudden I got a bee in my bonnet, and it was like, nope, it's gonna get done.
Yeah, it was quite. Yeah, it only took you like a week, right? To do that one, start to finish.
9:22 to 10:1.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You were highly
I
motivated.
stitched on it like 3 days.
Yeah. It's a small.
It was.
Was it?
It was a small.
Yeah. See, look. I'm very proud of you. That was that turned out really, really nice. Very, very nice. Excellent.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How many starts do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have any?
I have 2.
All right, go ahead.
2. All right. So this is one of those, I bought it, it arrived, and I decided to stitch it.
Yes.
Wait, did I show this last time? Nope. This is the Black Cat Bell Pull from Lindy Stitches.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the Called For Fabric by Grace Notes, and I can't remember what it's called. Blackberry something, I think.
Blueberry, wasn't it?
Blueberry something? I don't know. It's the Called For Floss.
Ooh,
and
pretty.
Here's where I'm at. So I just have a couple words. It's Midnight Walker something something. There's 2 more words below it. And then the first block is done.
Nice.
I love my needle minder.
I saw that.
Fluff you fluffing fluff. So this is a quick stitch. It's fun. I think I'm going to take it to retreat.
There you go.
And I put 1,000 stitches in on it.
Very nice.
And the other one I started yesterday. This was my Friday the 13th stitch. I haven't finished Midnight Hunting, but I started Noon Basking. Here's what it looks like.
What's it called again?
And Noon Basking.
Noon. Okay. Sorry, my dishwasher is running, and even though it's not very loud, it's enough to...
There's no excuses on FLOSSTUBE.
Okay, you too. All right, go ahead, show me.
All right, so 242 stitches.
Nice.
I started in the upper right-hand corner.
Nice.
It's on 16 count touch of yellow. I don't know, Zweigart or Witchhold or something.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
It's crunchy. This is crunchy Ada, people.
Our favorite kind.
Yep.
Okay, very good.
So I got to put some more stitching in that to get it up to its 1,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, because all you have left on Midnight Hunting is the last of the back stitching, right?
Yeah, I've got like maybe a third of it done. I got 2/3 to go.
Yeah.
It was just kicking my butt.
Yeah. There's no shame in starting it, the other one, because that back stitching is no joke. Okay. Okay. Now mine.
Settle in, folks. Get a
It's
drink.
not that many. Okay. So, since our last filming, I realized I am behind the 8 ball in getting my birthday started on plan starts. I have a week and a bit left. Let's put it that way. So I'm starting. So there's a lot of starts to try to get caught up and at least make my deadline. So the first one I started off fell into the category that I talked about earlier about for certain designers, if I only get to stitch on one of their designs, which one will it be? And for long dog samplers, I picked fish and ships. Because it's nautical and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I was like, if I'm ever going to do one of long dogs, this is the one I want to work on. And I just find we had this question of this question about, I went through a whole process of figuring out, okay, I know the effect I'm looking for, what fabric is going to get me there, because I knew I didn't have any in the stash. So I deliberately picked this. Now, I'm here picking off all the random threads off of it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm originally from Nova Scotia, Canada. And Nova Scotia, Canada is almost entirely surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. And the Atlantic Ocean is a magical, mystical place. I've been at different oceans around the world. I've been fortunate enough to travel a couple different places, and the North Atlantic is just a different kind of style. So I was looking for a very moody piece of blue fabric. So what I have done is I came across Night Sky and I'm going to show you the fabric first.
Stunning.
This is Night Sky. So pretty. Oh my gosh. Night Sky from Be Stitch Me. And I wanted...
Oh, damn it.
I know. And if you can see up here at the very top, you can see that I started it. Now, I didn't get very far because I had two problems. Problem number one is I didn't have a scroll rod, because I primarily use scroll rods. I didn't have a scroll rod that was wide enough for me to put this on. So I started off using a Q-snap on the top corners. I give myself plenty of space. But I can see it, but maybe I'm over exaggerating. The problem with Q-snaps on darker, well, any kind of hand-dyed fabric is they can leave a mark. So I started off stitching it, and I pulled it off after the first night. I only did 2 of the snaps, and I could see where they left a little bit of marks. So I'm going to have to kind of wait until I get another set of scroll rods to fit this. The other problem is what count is this? Let me look.
I think it's 40.
It's 40 count linen. Okay, so you've got 40 count linen, which is already really small. And I think I started this. I need to pull out what I have started and move it over, literally 1 stitch over. Because I've noticed the more I looked at it through my magnifying glass that some of the holes are bigger and easier to see, and the other holes, like every other hole, is really, really small. And somehow I started out with the really, really small. And I'm going to pull this out and restart it and see if I can see it better, because it is a little bit of a challenge. And I'm using, for the thread, I'm using DMC B5200, so that it's like a chalky white bright chalky white, if that makes any sense, so that it shows up really well against this fabric. But this is a case of I held out until I found the fabric I wanted. And it's amazing. And I still have some left over. So yeah, anyways, so there's that one. So I haven't put a lot of stitches in it because, yeah, I need to figure out a plan, and then put the 200 stitches. Either keep going with what I'm doing or put this 200 stitches in. Like I said, remove it and move it over and start again. But however, I'm very happy with this fabric. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So there's that one. Okay. So then the next one I started, those of you who have been following us for a while may remember that I started off earlier that I'm doing a series of the Heinzit kits with different crafts. My favorite, I should say, my high priority crafting things. So I already did one for stitching. Then earlier this year, I put together one for spinning, and now this one, the third, is knitting. And so they're all using the same fabric, which is, where am I? Knitting. 28 count Carolina linen and sand. And I'm using gassed weeping willow. So I was able to
That was a start?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty good. It's 200 plus stitches. Yeah, I was flying on this one. I was just like, doop-doo, let's go. Yeah. So that's good. So I got pretty good and far on that one. So then the next one I started was this one by Satsuma Street. Whoops, I should have pulled this out before, sorry. It is, sorry, I thought I had this out of the packet, but I didn't. Okay, is Autumn Bird by Satsuma Street, which I love.
So bright.
I love this one, and I hope to make it into a pillow. I just like the vision of this one. It's just great. Yeah. And I started it on, where's my thing? Autumn Bird. Okay. It's on 32 count oatmeal even weave. And I was able to get the body of the bird done as a start.
Pretty.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with that. I like the texture of this. I just like it. So there you go. So that was good. And then, what was next? Next was, oh yeah, this one. This one is, ooh, definite oldie but goodie. And the next one is Every Leaf by Nebby Needle. And the verse is, every leaf speaks bliss to me, fluttering from the autumn tree. And that is Emily Bronte. And I put this on 36 count doubloon from Picture This Plus. And I am using the gentle art it called for, except for the leaves. And I'm going to show you the outside leaves. This one I'm using, it's not autumn leaves. What is it, Kate?
Falling leaves.
Falling leaves, yeah.
Or fallen leaves.
Yeah. It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So this is part of the border. As you can see, it's still on the Q-snaps. That means I have a little bit of time left before I take it off there. But I really, really, really love falling leaves. It's great. And I like it on doubloon. So there you go.
It's pretty. Very,
Yeah.
very pretty.
I like that one a lot. Okay, and then the last start for this round. Ooh, this is what I was alluding to when I said I had a vision in my head, although it could be said for fish and chips, where I had a vision in my head of what I wanted it to look like, and I wanted to see if I was going to be able to match it. Just hold for a second. I realized that I forgot to print off a color copy. This is from an ornament from the Just Cross Stitch magazine, the Christmas Ornaments edition from 2015. Okay. And so this, I don't know, can you see that, Kate?
Yes. Yep,
Okay.
I can see it.
So this is the Peace Ornament by Lindsay Lane Designs. And so my vision was I wanted to do it on opalescent, and I wanted to use a specific color of red. I didn't want it to be so stark white and red. So, lucky for me, I had a piece of opalescent in my stash. This is 32 count opalescent. I'm using the color, Cherry Cobbler by Classic Colorworks. This is 32 count, and I'm doing 1/1.
Wow. It's so tiny.
It is teeny weeny. That's almost 200. How many stitches is this? It's 226 stitches.
You can see the opalescence.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted for
You
sure.
probably could have used half of that fabric.
Well, the problem is that this piece of fabric was too small to do it over 2. Like this cut, like I didn't have enough room to do it over 2 and for it to fit in. And it's too big for over 1. But I'm okay with that. But yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I was able to get done on that. I love Cherry Cobbler. It is a great antique-y, vintagey, ready red. I just like it, and I liked it. I had this random little scrap I came across, and I was like, yes, that I thought it would look good. I don't like. I have a thing about Christmas ornaments being too large, like stitched ones. So I don't know. It's just me. I like to sometimes go smaller.
Okay.
But I forgot how small 1/132 is.
Okay.
And then she wonders why she needs glasses.
I'm not wondering.
No, absolutely not. So anyway, so that was fun. So those are my starts.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
How many whips?
1.
Okay. All right. Let me go then.
Yeah.
All right. So, categories. Been trying to get my categories done.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. So the second category is my oldest whip, and that is Rhiannon, which is a Heaven and Earth artwork by Jessica Galbraith. This is on 25 count white using DMC. I'm doing 1/1. It's 15-ish years old. I have no idea when I started it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have put 602 stitches in on it. Here we go.
Look at that. Oh, there's like a headpiece.
Yep.
Oh, fun.
So, trying to get the page finished, but this right here, there's a flower behind that ear, and haven't gotten to it yet. I've been doing the ninja stitches in the face because there's still a bunch in the face that haven't been done. Yeah. Ninja stitches in the hair.
Yep.
So I still need to do some work on her.
Very nice.
So she's not done yet for the category. This next one is not a category piece. It's just I made it my work project, and I kind of just decided I wanted to shoot for a finish. So this is Sam. I don't know the designer on Etsy. It's not on the paperwork I have.
Yeah.
I think it was Russian. This is being done on 16 count Storm using just DMC. And I have put 3,333 stitches in on this.
Oh, look at it.
So it's half done.
Yeah.
Well, it's more than half done because I've gone above. I found the top of the head.
Yay.
Way up here.
Yep. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny. There's no heads on them yet. I thought that was funny.
It's a theme.
Easily amused.
Yeah. Easily.
But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I worked on it 7 days. And got, 3,000 and change on it. This next one is for the category has words. And I haven't worked on this since January. And I just was itching to pull it out and do something on it. Because it's getting close. Well, I say it's getting close. It's probably 7,000 stitches away from a finish. But in my mind, that's close.
That's close, yeah.
And this is Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles. This is done on 16 count white chocolate using the Valdani threads. And I put 1,085 stitches in on this.
Look at that.
I can't get it all in the photo.
It's pretty close. That is like literally popping off of that fabric. It's beautiful.
So I worked on these two motifs down here. And I'll move it in.
Very nice with the Scooby-Doo needle winder. That's awesome.
Well, of course it is a Scooby-Doo needle winder.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, not a finish this year, but I definitely would like it to be a finish next year.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Whew, I love this thing. And I hadn't stitched on it since January.
Right. And when you said that, I was like, what? And then I thought about it. I'm like, no, you're right.
I keep meticulous records. I know when I stitch on things.
I know. It just seemed like you had just worked on it. And then I thought about it. I was like, no, okay, yeah, I get you.
Okay. This next one is for the category longest since worked on. This was my last piece that needed its 1,000 stitches. And I hadn't worked on it since I started it on December 31st of last year. It was one of my 12 for 12. This is Zombies from the Prairie Moon using the called for silks. And I love them. This is on 16 count Witchy by Bestitch Me. This is awesome.
Ooh, look at that. The flamingo table is awesome.
Yes. And I put 1,013 stitches in this.
Yep.
So, can you see her sunglasses? Her hot pink sunglasses.
Yes. That's fantastic.
Yes. So, and this fabric is to die for.
It's beautiful.
I think this is in a Halloween box, but this is amazing.
Nice.
Ugh. I put the table a little bit farther away from me today. It's going to stretch. All right. So I have been working on the clue pattern from the clue box from Forbidden Fiber Company. Everything's out now. I got to decide and make my guess on who I think did it. This is on 16 count conservatory with Forbidden Fiber Company fabric and threads, and I put 1,092 stitches in on this, and I'm just chugging along.
Nice. That house is
working
no
on
joke.
the roof. No, the windows still need to be filled in. The roof isn't done. There's another dice on the other side.
Okay.
There's a big banner that says Clue.
Gotcha.
All the weapons are underneath.
Right.
I barely stitched. I mean, the rope is done. But everything else is. The trees hold the pawns.
Yes, I saw that. That's so good.
So, yeah, I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll just stitch this month of October and I'll get this completely done. And there's no effing way I'm getting this done this month.
Kate has declared.
It's a lot of stitching. I'm trying to stitch everything else and trying to stitch more Halloween stuff.
Right.
And yeah. I got one more.
No problem.
This is the one that I pulled out yesterday and was like, it was time to work on this again too. And this falls into the category WIP started before 2022. This is Enchanted Forest by Owl Forest Embroidery. Done on 16 count Dryad saddle from Fortnite Fabric, the year they did the mushrooms for Fabric of the Month, which was their great year. I'm using the kit threads, and I put in 626 stitches, and I did the snow geese and the little motif and then a couple trees. But here is
so good.
The whole thing.
Oh, my pajama. So good.
Yes. I love Owl Forest, and that will come up in plans.
Beautiful.
So those are my WIPs, and that brings me to a grand total for 2 weeks of 10,190 stitches.
Wonderful.
Show us your WIP, Cheryl.
And you all know what it is. My one WIP. But let me get it ready and I'll switch everything over. There we go. Okay. Whoops.
That's me.
I know. There we go. Okay. So, this is Temperature Quilt by Stitchin Mommy. I'm doing the one with the cream background. I am charting temperatures from where I was born and where I currently live now, from my birthday last year to my birthday this year, which is coming up in a week and a bit. And okay, so this is where we're at, people. Okay, I was able to get, I can't remember where I left off. I was able to get this down here. I was able to get all of the beiges done. Then I was able to fill in the last of each month down here. And then I finished the month of August. And now I'm back up to the top here for September and October. So there you go.
Yay!
Now I know that I've been talking about how my goal has been to finish it the day after my birthday. I am now much more realistic considering that's coming up, like I said, in a week and a bit. And I have a lot of birthday starts to finish starting. So, yeah, we'll see how all that goes. But
we can make November 2nd October.
True. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I am just amazed that I only have that much left to do. To be quite honest with you. And it looks so darn pretty.
It does. But I do have a question for you.
Listening.
Which would you do a temperature thing stitch again?
Oh. Eh. I don't know. I did this one. I just thought it would be a fun way to kind of mark, this particular, like my 50th year.
Yep.
I don't know if I would want to do it again. I don't know.
It does seem to be a running theme with people. Once they do a temperature thing, they're like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to it. I think my thing is that it kind of, like, I picked that particular pattern, one, because I could customize it in, like, for the two temperatures, but also because it fits with my craft room. Like, a lot of the temperature stuff, a lot of them don't necessarily lend themselves to
decor.
Yeah. Some do. Like I could see the temperature butterflies. I can see the temperature tree that our friend Laurel did. I can see that. But I don't know. It's not one of those things that I would do every year.
The Violet Stitcher just finished the Galaxy swirling one.
That one is cool.
That was pretty.
Yeah, I can, I am in the middle, if you want to laugh about this, I'm in the middle of knitting a temperature blanket. I can see myself doing that because then I can use it. But I couldn't do it every year. It's a lot to keep up with one. I think that's what people are like, it's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with.
So we'll revisit this for your 60th.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've been considering, the only other one that I've been kind of considering is the one, I think it's Stitchin Mommy who does this one, the books you read in a year. Like the bookcase, who does the one with the bookcase and there's a color for each type of book you read in a year? You know what I mean?
I couldn't do it. I read over 200 books in a year.
Yeah, I know. I don't read that many, but I mean, I could see that because it could go with my library. But then it's like, if you do 1 year, why aren't you doing it every year? And then it's like, then it gets to be too much. I don't know. I think for what I wanted it to do, it serves its purpose. And I really, really like how it works out. And it's going to fit really nicely within the theme of my craft room. But I don't think I'll do another one unless I see one that's like, ooh. But
okay. Never say never.
No, absolutely. I never thought I would do this one. And then I saw it and it just kind of, I was like, ooh, that was a snap decision. That filled in one of the holes that I had open. Yeah. And I actually started at the beginning of January. So I'm actually kind of like, considering the fact that I started 3 months behind or 2.5 months behind, I thought I did pretty good to catch up that far and have all the framework done. But anyways, so we'll see. Yeah, never say never. There might be one that comes up that I'm like, oh, I'll do it this year. But
Okay.
There you go. Hope that answers the
Okay.
question. Gosh. Well, that's the only whip I had.
Okay.
Okay.
What are your plans coming up?
Start all the rest of the things. I'm gonna try to start as many as left on my list for my birthday start-a-thon.
Okay.
That's basically my only plan. I'll get
Our
done what I
next
can.
filming is after it finishes, so you get a couple of extra days, or we could just make November 2nd, October.
Well, I mean, you know me.
I know you. You're going to be stupid.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see. Because in actuality, because I was doing one a week, there's actually 53. So technically, I've been saying 50 for 50 for 50, right? 50 and 50 for 50. So if I don't get a couple of them started, it won't hurt my feelings. But there is one that will be started on my birthday, which is the birthday start / final Mama Jamma. And we'll see about the rest of them. All
Okay.
the fabric is cut. I may sacrifice. I'm just worried about the main starts. I may or may not get some of the smalls that I had scheduled. I have a bunch of smalls that I'm behind, and that's okay. I'm going to concentrate on the bigger ones. And then I have a whole bunch of littles kitted up whenever I want something. I just pull it out and it's done. So there you go. So that's basically my plan from now until birthday. And then after that is going to be certain gifts that I'm going to try to get done / WhipGo. Stuff that was called on WhipGo. And some of the stuff that was called on WhipGo is going to be some of these gifts that I'm trying to get done for this year. So those are my plans. That's it. Say two.
So I finished one of the. I need to work on Nevermore for WhipGo. So I need to pull that out. Plans. I need to get the fabric ready for my October 31st start. I'm also going on retreat. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm taking to that.
Which retreat are you going on?
The Sweater Weather Retreat in Philadelphia.
Nice.
Hosted by Colleen, Rebel Stitcher Design. Go check out her Etsy and her FLOSSTUBE. She's amazing. Owl Forest is going to my retreat because it's a good stitchy. It's good retreat stitching. Orca, I think, is going. It's not exactly Halloween. And then I think I'm going to take the Black Cat. That's Halloween.
Yeah, that looks like
I don't
something
take more than 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just I know people say they go and they don't stitch at retreat. I stitch at retreats.
I've seen it happen. She does.
Yeah, so just want to make some more progress on some things. But I got to finish gridding the fabric for my October 31st start, which is the Wheel of the Year from the Primitive Hare.
Oh, right, yes.
It's a big piece. So I got to get that ready for that. And then like I said, I had gone through all my physical charts, looking at starts for next year because I'm looking at the 24 for 24. And then Laurel on Virtual Stitchers was talking about, hey, Trisha the Left-Handed Stitcher just posted a new video. She hasn't posted in a long time. Go check out what she's doing. So I wandered over, and she is doing 12 kits, starting 12 kits next
Yeah.
year, one a month, to use up to get her kits started, because she says she does that and she never does that, never thinks about starting them. So I was looking at that, and then I was looking at what I had in kits, and then I was like, I didn't really want to do all my kits, but there were some that I really did want to start, and then I was like, okay, Owl Forest. I have like 4 Owl Forest kits. I have 5 other patterns with the floss. I don't stitch on the linen that the kit comes in, so if I can avoid buying the kit and shipping from Russia, if I just can order the floss, it's much more convenient and get the PDF.
Right.
So I think I'm going to have an Owl Forest year next year and do 1 start a month. Now, where that falls into Pam's 24 for 24, there might be other starts in there. It was interesting to me what made my list and what didn't. And I was like, and some of it is kitted and some of it is not.
Right.
So the other thought then is, this ties back into the, good God, I have to come up with floss fabric choices for 12 projects from Owl Forest.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Which is a tad overwhelming at this moment, but and then I got to try to fit them in categories and all that fun stuff, but it can be done. It's only 12. I don't even know how many I had this year so far.
Yeah.
But I love Owl Forest. I love stitching Owl Forest. It just makes me happy, and why shouldn't I start all the Owl Forest?
Right. Absolutely.
So there's that. And I'll just start looking at stuff and seeing, because there's some definite things I want to start from Owl Forest. Even though that one pattern I showed you is so gigantic. Good Lord.
So pretty. It's so pretty.
What was it, like 139 by 440 or something?
Postage stamp.
It's a small.
It's a postage stamp.
It's small. Maybe 1/1 on 46 count. It's a postage stamp.
56. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So so when I was looking around Owl Forest, I was like, crap. I want this. I want that. I want that. I want this.
Yep. Yeah.
I took a bunch of photos of things I wanted so I would remember them. And then I'll make a big floss purchase in a little bit.
Yeah. I hear you.
Probably closer to January, but because I got enough to start. I really have enough to start.
Yeah.
I've got 2 more. I've that Enchanted Forest. I've got the other ones. I've got Charmful Meadow and Bewitching Swamp.
Yeah.
I wish I had more of that Fortnite fabric, but I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's good every year to go through your stash, people. Go through all your charts, go through all your PDFs. She said that she didn't do it yet.
Right?
And just look and see what is calling to you, what isn't. And things change. I mean, you can always just put them aside. Pam pulled them out and put them in binders for things she wanted to stitch. We still don't know what they are. She hasn't told us that yet. But
yeah.
But you can always revisit that. You can add to it. Stuff comes out all the time that you're like, oh my God, I must stitch this.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know I've been, we've been talking about what you thinking about for next year. And of course, my first thought is, oh dear God, all the whips I have. But I also know myself, and I know that I need, I like to have the fun of starting something as well. But with an upcoming move, it might be 2 moves, I have to be really strategic about what I plan and don't plan, and what I pack and don't pack. Or 2 levels. I've got 2 levels of packing. But anyways, so I'm toying with the idea of any of my starts next year being smalls, or first option is stuff that I already have kitted up or almost fully kitted up, just to kind of, I can contain it all in a box. But I don't know yet. I have that, and then I also know that I have a project that I want to do. I'm not going to put a lot of detail out there. Suffice it to say, it's for my family, and so those I already know are going to be starts. And so it's like, do I want to do anything on top of that or different from that? But right now I'm still kind of focusing on this project that I've done, for this last year, and then kind of assess what I think I can and can't do next year. I might just concentrate on whips with, which one is there on your lap?
It's Cinna. I'm still like, one of these years before the decade is up, I need a no new starts year.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm sure I could do it, but I definitely need to attempt something.
Yeah. I can see myself.
But not next year.
No. I can see myself, especially for the first half of next year, focusing on whips, just because it'll be easily accessible. Yeah, and because I have everything either in a project bag or in a Ziploc bag, and all I have to do is grab, and it's just easy. It's all contained. But we'll see. I'm not sure. It's really hard for me. Yeah, there's so much stuff in the air right now. So, I could have a great idea now, and not necessarily fickleness, but circumstantial or situational will change it. So we'll see. So I'm not gonna. I love the idea of 24 and 24. If I hadn't done this 50 for my 50th year, I probably would have been all in on that, because I have so many, I only put a small dent in some of the stuff I wanted to do.
No, but I
still have a lot.
We should try to get some finishes. I had toyed with doing the 24 and 24, doing 12 starts and 12 finishes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's still in my head. But then I'm like, but what about this list of starts I want to do? And I don't know what I'm doing. It's October, folks. I have no idea what I'm doing.
We like to play ahead a little bit and kind of think about.
Everybody's talking about next year's plans on the Flosstubes.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, we'll see.
I like to listen and hear.
This way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try not to FOMO too much.
Absolutely. I loved your idea of 12 starts, 12 finishes. I love that idea. But yeah, I have some other circumstances to consider in all of this, so we'll see. We shall see. For sure.
Okay.
So.
Haul.
Oh, Wegman's bag, you're full of acquisitions. Oh, Wegman's bag, Kate's is very full of acquisitions. There you go. I can see the top.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So Cheryl has not gotten hers yet. So this is the Halloween box from Stitchin Button. It's lovely. I have opened mine. Cheryl has not seen anything in it, so I am not going to show you. We will show you the next floss tube.
At no fault at all to Vicky. Circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I don't think I did not have my fabric of the month back then. All right, so this is Fox and Rabbit. It's 16 count ballet slippers.
Oh, nice.
It's a fat quarter. And this is Atomic Ranch. This is Embellish.
Ooh. Is that like a sagey green or a gray?
It's more beige.
Oh, okay. I love lighting, don't you?
Yes, it's so much fun. Okay, and this is, I got this on Stash Unload. This is Seraphim, 16 count out of a Black Needle Society box. This is called 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's great. Ooh,
It's
pretty.
the green.
Nice.
I think this was the used for the ink circles. The drink one.
Oh, right. Yes.
I think that came in a I don't know. I saw the green and I could always use green.
Yep.
So there's it. I went on 1, 2, 3 Stitch and got some floss for the Dreaming of Autumn Leaves. Because this is not exchangeable, the weeks. I don't know if you could see it. This is Noel.
Yes.
So, I don't know. It's red and yellow and orange and green. So,
yeah.
It's hard to figure out what I would replace that with. So, I just bought it. So, it's going to get lonely if it traveled by itself.
Absolutely.
From 1, 2, 3 Stitch. So I might have pulled over a couple things from my wish list. This is Winter Solstice from Joan Elliott.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah.
Are you going to do
it on my wish list for a while.
With the black? Or are you going to flip it so that it's like a dark background and white?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, never mind.
I just was buying it, Cheryl.
I'm sorry. God forbid.
And this is shocking, but it's been on my work list. It's been on my work list for a while, my wish list. And I still like it. Which you guys haven't seen me stitch one of these at all. This is a Nora Corbett.
Ooh, that one's pretty.
This is called Miss Moss, Moss.
Yeah.
I think she's stunning.
I love that one. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
I haven't seen anybody stitch it.
It's pretty.
Yeah. So, one water lily and 3 beads.
Nice.
It's not. Put that back in there. And then I did buy the Lola Crow Christmas ornament stitch along.
Yes.
Which hasn't started yet, so I have nothing to show you.
Right. You were able to get the fabric for that, weren't you?
Yes, I haven't gotten it yet.
No, but you've ordered it, yeah.
I ordered it. So this I broke down. I keep seeing Pam stitch it. I've seen Sheila stitch it. And I went on looking for this, and this was on Etsy. And it was on sale, a little bit off. And I finally bought it. This is the Seaside Sampler from Rosewood Manor.
Oh, look at that.
And this is going to be stitched next year. And I ordered the Trainway Silks.
Ooh, pretty. Pretty.
That's it for my haul.
Okay. Whoops. What have I done here? There we go.
Ah,
Uh-oh.
Joan Elliott down. she's fine. I'll get her in a minute.
She's fine? Okay, excellent. Okay. So I received my fabric of the month from Be Stitch Me. I get the 40 count Verdal. And this month's is called Boneyard. Boneyard.
Oh.
Isn't this
I tried to get one of those
fantastic?
last night.
Boneyard. Love it. It's got a like a bluish, like it's a bluish. It's so good. It's bluish gray. I'm like, oh, so good. Love it.
It's lovely.
As you know, I'm not a huge, highly modeled fabric person, and I love this. So that just tells you something. It is so pretty. Okay, so there's that. And then I also got onto 123 Stitch website. I was lured there by a sale on something, and I ended up not buying the thing I was lured to. And instead, I went through my wish list and picked some things from that. So, and periodically I do a cull of my wish list because it's like, this is getting ridiculous. So back in the day, Mill Hill did a series of kits called Sleigh Ride, which were the different sleighs. And I had all of them saved. And then, the mature part of me spoke up and said, which one of these would you actually stitch out of the 6 of them? And I'm like, oh, good point. So I went delete, 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 delete. And I got this one, which is the Evergreen Sleigh.
Okay.
So out of the 6, this is the one that I was like, you know what? I just need one of them. Which one? There you go. So there's that one. Then, of course, it can't ride alone. It can't ride alone. So then I go and I got Love Autumn by Art Mishka cross stitch.
Very pretty. Never seen it before.
I know. Yeah, I think the sale was for another couple of Art Mishka's patterns, and I managed to talk myself out of the ones that were actually on sale, and I got this one instead. But I love this one.
Strong work.
Thank you. But I love this one. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then something autumn can't go. And then I was like, I bit the bullet and said, I love this one so much. Dear Santa by Kathy Barrick. I saw that you bought it. I've had this on there for a long time. I'm like, this is stupid. I need to get it for myself. My vintage Santa. It's got my reindeer. All it needed was a cardinal, but no, it's good. Yep. So that was it for my haul.
Okay.
Oh, and then last night was the opening of ticket sales for the Jingle Ball. And so I got my ticket for that, and I'm pretty sure I didn't look at my receipt. I signed up for one of the kitted classes, one of the classes that offers, you can either get the PDF or you can get the kits, and I signed up for the kit, and I'm pretty sure I was able to get in, so I'm looking forward to that. So that's technically part of my haul as well. So there you go.
Okay.
So I did the Jingle Ball last year. I just went on the single ticket just to see that, and they had a limited offering of classes last year. I don't know if they, it was just the first year they did it, and they sold out so quickly. This year they had a much more extensive list, and I was able to get in on the one I was primarily interested in. So there you go. So,
cool.
So that was a little bit, I can't show it to you yet, but that was my haul.
Yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to buy a ticket or not.
Yeah. I enjoyed it last year. I participated mostly on the Q&As with the designer, like the meet and greets with the designers. A couple of the stitching rooms, but I was more interested in the meet and greets. I'm a sucker for listening to somebody's creative process and how they get from what's in their head out onto a design. And there were some people, like designers there, that I had not heard of before, or but it was really, really interesting to listen to their thought process. People who know me pretty good know that I love any sort of competition shows that require creativity. All the cooking shows, Forged in Fire, Making the Cut, which was, what was it? Chainsaw art. Chainsaw carving.
Okay.
Like the Great British Baking Show, the Great Christmas Light Fight, like just where people's minds, like you give somebody here's your theme, and just to see where they go with it is all. My newest obsession right now is Ink Masters, so now I'm into tattoos.
Okay.
But I guess I'm more fascinated with people's creativity and their thought process, and I just always find it fascinating. I think because I consider myself a frustrated artist. Like I have all these things and I see all these things, but I don't feel I just can't get them out. So I always appreciate those who can. I don't know if that makes sense, but
It does.
I'm really great at following a pattern or appreciate someone else's output. But I've never really stumbled on the medium where I could do the same. Like I can't just create, anyways. So I guess I'm really fascinated with other people who can. So there you go.
Okay.
Yes, I never knew. The world of tattooing is very interesting.
Okay. Yes, folks, this is a channel about CrossFit.
Well, it's just it's fascinating. Like, I would look at the tattoo and I'll be like, oh, that one's great. And they're like, it's doing this and it's this and this. And now you look at it and you're like, well, crap, they're right. So now I'm like super critical of tattoos. The line is not good on this.
Okay.
That's a blowout.
I think we're good. No dying on Skype.
There we go. Anyways, so there you go. Oh, Lego Masters. That's the other one. You ever watch Lego Masters and Domino Masters? Crazy pants. Love it. Anyways, that's just... Sorry.
I'm not sure what has happened to Cheryl today, folks.
Anyways. Okay. Whew.
Okay.
I think that's it.
I think that's it as well. I hope everybody stays, healthy and has good stitching time and has a great Halloween. Yes, stitching time. And like, comment, and subscribe. Do the stupid YouTube things.
All the things. We appreciate you spending some of your time with us.
We enjoy. If you've made it this far, give yourself a gold star.
Absolutely. Stitch it for yourself.
Or tattoo it on yourself. I don't
know. Show me your examples of creativity. Bye, everyone.